Hello everyone, this is Sharon with Entelechy Visions, and this is an energy update for the week of April 27th through May 3rd. So we are finishing out this really wild and powerful month that we have all been moving through. And I know there's a lot of anticipation hanging in the air, kind of wondering how May will plan out and how things will unfold for this next chapter that we are all undergoing. So we are entering this new month, and it will bring quite a different flavor to our lives. You may find that at this point in the social distancing experience that we've been through, you may be feeling a new level of this sense of irritation, frustration, this antsiness of being cooped up, of not having the freedom to maneuver in your life. Because we've all been in this very odd situation of really being taken within for so long. And the cabin fever may really be kicking in full force now. So as we are moving into this next level where we are learning to adapt to a new level of our patience, a new level of our tolerance of all of this, we're also undergoing a sense of new up-leveling. You may find that what's arising for you in this space is a sense of seeding your future visions. So as we go more with the flow of life and we allow some of our resistance to fall away, every day is a new day, and we may have some of that arising. But if you find that if you go with the flow a little bit better, or if you learn that acceptance of how things are in the present moment, that it's less controlling or resisting, that you are no longer flailing, but you are floating. You're floating with the situation, regardless of how it really may look. And in that space, we are sensing this awareness of a potential that's arising. It doesn't discount all of the challenges or the reality that's currently taking place, let alone the unknown that is panning out for our future. But what it does is allow a little bit sense of ease and also to move with how things are unfolding, because there is a higher reason and there's a divine unfoldment for your life and for the entire situation at hand. So the new moon this past week in Taurus, this brought in a lot of new energy for new beginnings. And we are still in the tunnel of what we are all going through, but it's as though we can see a glimmer of hope. We can feel a glimmer of light peeking out. And even though there's still quite a journey ahead, and there's a lot that really needs to be navigated, not only presently, but once we actually emerge out of the tunnel, we still feel this sense of this new spark, which was brought about by this new moon. And it's igniting some potential within us all. So that you may have found that your thoughts or visions have shaped into something else this past week since that new moon, as that potential kind of bubbles up to the surface, as we are further shedding our old selves, who we used to be before this all began, shedding our old lives, old ways of doing things, and allowing a new sense of who we are becoming to really rise to the surface. And within that, you may see that there is an up-leveling, a craving for a new version of you, because who you were doesn't exist anymore. And I know it's been a short span of time, but we've moved through some really massive changes. And so what is ahead for us is a new way. And it's not just a new way for the world, a new way for our immediate location and where we're residing, but a new way for how we're operating in the world, how we are presenting ourselves, what we are doing, what we are sharing. And so this time has also called us inward to reflect on that so that we can reshape our vision, reshape a direction for ourselves. Maybe what existed before we went into this cocoon space was something we weren't happy with, was something we didn't resonate with, but we just endured. We just let it be. We moved through it out of a sense of necessity because we didn't have the space or the time to reflect on it or to see a light of how to shift it, how to change it. So this gift of this time has really let us reflect on the areas of our life that maybe we weren't happy with, or maybe that we wanted a change in, but we didn't know how or when. Now is the time. Now is the time asking you to make those decisions, those changes, to move towards something that will allow you to be more in alignment with your truth. And it doesn't mean that we have to act or decide in this moment, but we can begin to seed these intentions. We can begin to develop a plan that will unfold as we emerge out of this situation, to envision how we want our life to look like in the days to come. So now is the time to allow that and to embrace this new idea for your life and also for the planet. For everything that we do in our life ultimately affects all and everything. So in a way, as we're moving through this metamorphosis period, which I have reflected upon in the last couple updates, related to the caterpillar going into a cocoon. The last update was very similar to the caterpillar turning into that mush, into that pure liquid form in a cocoon, that pure potential, the imaginal phase. So now is the phase when, whether that occurs or not, there's this almost glimmer of the idea within the cocoon, within that imaginal fluid, of the wings blooming, of the changes taking place, of the restructuring and the building of this new form that the caterpillar is becoming. Our new form is being built, and we can almost sense what it will be like to hold those new wings, to have them, and to embody what that actually means for our life. It will allow us to fly. It will allow us to reach new heights that we have never experienced before. And it may sound really odd to even say that in these times, but we are undergoing such a deep change and alteration to who we are and metamorphosis that is the ultimate byproduct, is that we will be forever changed. And this is a time to take ourselves to a new level. Any gifts and any value and talent and offerings that you have are needed now more than ever. And as we emerge from our tunnel, as we emerge from the cocoon, these will be in more need than ever before. So this is the time to really move towards what that up-leveling means for you. And if some of that brings about fear, if some of that brings about apprehension, anxiety, because maybe you haven't taken yourself to that level before, know that that's part of it. For when a butterfly comes out of a cocoon, there is an aspect of the butterfly that is learning to fly. It comes out of the cocoon and hops onto a branch or a tree, and it doesn't know exactly what it's doing at all, but it still does it. It still innately moves through that, and it allows its wings to strengthen through the act of actually moving forward. So this will be the same for us. And it's not quite time just yet, as I'm sure you can feel it. But we are beginning to envision what that may feel like and what it will be like to really emerge with our new selves and a new level of our awareness. And it may feel awkward. It may feel uncomfortable. It may feel weird. And it may feel really odd to really go through that next stage. But as we move forward and we allow ourselves to get stronger within that, we will realize the beauty and the power and the value of all that we can bring to the world is needed. So with that being said, we move into the month of May. And May is full Taurus season. Taurus is the sign of the earth, a very earthly grounded sign. So this month will be very much about the physical, tangible reality. Very much about our resources, our physical body, beauty. It's also about finances, relationships. So all of these themes can be arising right now. And as we move through the month of May and we get closer towards the middle part of the month, we have the Venus, planet Venus going retrograde, as I was talking in the last update. And that has us revisiting our value and relationship to others, to love, to partnership, to friendships, to projects, business relations, money, finances, our own value and worth. So all of these are going to become under the microscope, not just for ourselves, but for the entire world. So we'll be moving through that for the next couple of months, so mid to late May until June. So with that being said, things are arising surrounding that. And you may find that as you move through your own sense of self, your own sense of self-worth, as you are considering this up-leveling for your own life, this period of Venus moving retrograde through the month of May will allow you to dive deeper into that, of your own value and your own resources and how you envision these aspects for your life, as well as projects and relationships, and who and what you are involved in, and how you are spending your time and your energy, with whom and with what. So this is a good period of reevaluation within that, as we are beginning to kind of simmer down with this experience, but also move through the pieces that may be the most challenging. This will allow us to revamp our lives and also to ready ourselves for a new cycle ahead. So I hope that you are all doing well. I know this is a challenging time and it continues to be, but remain hopeful. Know that there is a divine reason and purpose for all of this. And if you need additional support, one-on-one support, I am still offering my remote sessions. And you can learn more about that at entelechivisions.com. I also have a Patreon page where you can join our Patreon community that allows you to dive deeper into the work that I offer with additional resources, tips, tools, and added benefits to be part of that. You can learn more about that in the link below. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Happy May, and thank you for listening.